Hey cuties! So my hands are a little bit sprayed. Today I wanted to come and sit down and talk with you guys some things that have been like weighing on my mind, specifically racist things that I've been hearing for some reason like all this week. If you guys are sensitive to any of this material, like racism or anything like that, like just please click out of the video now. I know some things like that can be triggers to people, but I just wanted to vent and kind of get it off my chest. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen my video, Am I Racist? ? I'm gonna pop it up right here. I'll also link it in the description box down below. Pretty much I talk about racism and how in the past when I was younger, I didn't really know the value of different words, racist words. If my friends were saying them, I was gonna say them, and I didn't know the hatred and the disgustingness attached to certain words. I explain it better in that video if you watch it, but that's pretty much the basics, and I was very apologetic because I didn't know, even if I was younger, I still wanted to accept it and own up to it and know that I'm absolutely not a racist, and just trying to educate people and myself as well. But recently, in these past little while, I've been hearing a lot of gross things. The first thing is we were in Florida for Playlist Live, Orlando, Florida. It was honestly a wonderful time. We both loved it. My boyfriend and I, we went together. It was a wonderful time. We didn't rent a car. We usually rent a car unless it's like Vegas and we can walk everywhere, but we should have. But we just cabbed it everywhere. We also didn't download Uber because we don't have Uber where we live here. So we just have to download it for Florida. So we're like, nah, let's just take cabs. We were taking cabs here and there, everywhere. And I think it was the first night. It was the first night because we went to Cheesecake Factory. No, P.F. Chang's. It was the first night. So we were like, let's find the closest P.F. Chang's. Like, we don't have P.F. Chang's where we are. Like, we need to go. So we found it and we ordered a cab, went in the cab, and the guy was so sweet, so nice. I have to say that he was African American because it's part of the story. We were driving, and I don't exactly know where it is because it was the first time in Florida, but it was down a big like highway road where you go fast. Anyway, so that's where we were going, and we were going to the Millennium Mall, which there's a P.F. Chang's right there. And he's telling us all about the Millennium Mall and like what malls we should go to and the outlets and blah, blah, blah. And he's very sweet. It's a beautiful day. Obviously, it's Florida, like lucky. So we have like all the windows down. He asked us if we want the air conditioning or windows down. And we're like from a place where it snows like 9 months out of the year. So we're like windows down. We want to feel the fresh air breeze on us. There's this guy. Well, first of all, we didn't know it was a guy because he was like behind us. And me and Dalton are sitting in the back. So the guy driving could obviously see him. And he just went, oh, like what's going on here? And I was like, what? And all of a sudden the guy pulls up and he's in like a Jeep that is quite open. You guys know those like SUVs that are very open. I don't even know. I'm very bad with vehicles. But he's there and I'm like looking at him and he has his music blasted like to like the rim. Like he's just jamming out. He has like stuff in the back that's like flying around and not falling out but just like flapping, and clearly he doesn't care, and he drives like right up to us, and there's just one guy in the car. And our driver kind of just like looks over and looks back. He's like, oh, like, because now we can't like hear each other because his music is so loud. It's like, anyway, so he's like going like this, and I'm like looking at him like, what is going on? Like, what is Florida? Obviously, it has nothing to do with Florida, but like that was like my first kind of like experience, right? Because it was the first night, and he looks over and he's like that. I was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, he's going like that, looking at our driver, and this is what's like f***ing me up right now because it's like weighing on my mind. He looks at him, and when the driver looks back again, because he first looked at him and then like looked back, when the driver looks at him, the guy says, beep, like the N-word in the most disgusting, downgrading way. The way this guy said it to this guy was like to bring him down, to attack him. And I've never seen that in person, ever. My mouth, it was like a cartoon how I looked. I just like dropped, like, what do I say? What do we say? I have no idea. Yelling it like in the middle of the highway. I mean, granted, we only heard, but still, I felt like I had to say something, and honestly, shook me. The guy in the front obviously wasn't shook because our driver looked at him and said, you yeah. It was actually like really amazing how he said that. I mean, I don't promote like negativity or anything like that, but it was actually just, I felt so proud that he just like took the high road in a sense and like stood up for himself. Like I didn't know what to say. Like usually if I'm in a situation where somebody's getting like bullied or picked on or something like that, I step in. A lot of people say you shouldn't, but I just like shocked that somebody would do that. You would think that we just treat people with respect no matter what. I don't even know, like I was just shocked. And then he just like speeds away and like very, very fast. And then there was another car and he just like cut in front of them. The guy slammed on his brakes in front of him and then just started like swerving in front of people, and like you could tell he was just there to cause a scene and to like, I don't even know what his motives were, but then he was like swerving off and like veering off and like brake checking people and all this. But I didn't know what to say, and this guy, all I said was, does that happen often? That's what I said to him. He goes, oh no, like pretty much never it happens, but just you get people that have bad days and they just want to take it out. But I just couldn't believe it. And I know like to him, he like just shook it off so quickly. But to me, I don't know why I took it so hard. I know some people are gonna say, well, why would you take it hard? Like you don't even understand. Like I know that I'm not African American. I know that I've never been called that. I know that I don't know physically or emotionally the hatred that goes into it, but it's still, it made me empathize with that because it's just so mean. Like it's just so much hatred that one word can just destroy somebody. Do you know what I mean? It honestly has been weighing on my mind since we got home, and I didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do? I'm sorry. We just kind of like tried to like change the subject or think of positive thoughts, because he's like, oh, you know, he's probably drunk and you know all this. Like we just got to keep it moving. And he was very inspirational to me. I was like, yeah, like that's good that you have a good attitude towards it. When we stopped at the Millennium Mall and we were paying, I knew that I had to say something, and Dalton, he knew that I was going to say something, right? Because I just couldn't. So all I said to him was, please don't take what he said like in a bad way. You are a very good person, even if I knew you for like 10 minutes. You do have such a good outlook on life, and I appreciate that within you, and I hope that you don't take what he said in a harsh way. And he's like, oh no girl, he's what he said, no girl, like you're okay, don't worry about it. That's one thing that's just been disgusting, that's been weighing on my mind. Like I get there's racist people in this world who like they stand up and they're so happy that they're racist, but I don't know, like if you want to do things in your life that affect others, suicide bombers, let's just say that. Why can't you just like do it with you, you know? Like why do you have to hurt other people or put other people's lives at jeopardy or risk when they don't want those things to happen to them? Like people don't want to be called racist names. Like if you would like to be racist and do all that, like say it in your own home to yourself, or write it in a notebook or a journal, or if you're a suicide bomber, like write about it, like say like, oh, like I want to do this but I don't, like I don't even know like what I'm trying to say, but like I just hate when people have to put on negativity in people's lives or hurt people or destroy people's lives just for whatever they're feeling or their emotions. I don't get it. Like I just want people to accept each other, and not even accept each other, but don't put other people in harm's way because you want to. Like it's just very selfish. The next thing is I was in I don't know if I should name the place. I don't know if I could get in trouble. It has nothing to do with the place, but anyway, I'm just gonna avoid that. It was a coffee place, and it's a very public coffee place, and I was standing in line to get coffee because the drive-thru was packed, and I was like, you know what, just be quicker. If I get in there, I was running low on gas, so whatever. So I went inside, I was waiting in line. It wasn't even that busy in there anyway, and there was two people in front of me. I was next after the two people, and there was no one behind me. So I'm just like looking at what to order. Yes, mocha, donut, like all these things. I'm like, yes. There was a guy and a girl and another girl came and stood behind me, two younger and one older. And then the older person was like, oh my God, like, is there any white people that work at these places? That was the only thing they said. And I was like, Kate? So I'm standing there and I'm like, just like, mocha, donut, like just saying it in my head, like what the fuck does it matter that this person's brown, pink, yellow, green, like what does it matter? They're giving you coffee, like what? So I'm standing there and I'm like, don't say something because I'm gonna like start a war pretty much. And the younger person that I can hear says, yeah, I know, Mom, like there's just no white people in our country anymore that want to work. All these people just want to come in and take our jobs. And I'm like, like, how do you know that all these people who are brown, as you say, didn't live here their whole lives and didn't when they were 16 years old, apply at this place and get the job as a Canadian. Like, how do you know? And then even if they did come in from a different country, like, our country in Canada accepts that, so if you don't like that, move to a different country. I don't know, like, what? These people all have smiles on their faces and they're all doing their work, and you're being some, like, I don't even know why. Now, I do know, I just want to pause here for a second and say that I do know that color and different things of jobs and taking jobs is a very touchy subject, and I know a lot of you guys will have opinions that are the same of mine or completely opposite of mine or agree with the girl who's behind me. I know that I am not trying to change your opinions. I'm just trying to give mine. I'm not saying that I agree with your opinions, but I'm just, again, trying to give my opinions and my thoughts and my experiences of what happened. I'm not downplaying or saying that you should support or shouldn't support. That's just not how I am and not how my channel works. I do support and say that you be yourself though. But anything else, like, you're free to believe in whatever you want. And then the older girl says, they're not even gonna be able to understand me anyway. Like, what is his name gonna be? And then she said something like, Nahinamal, like, ooh, Nahinamal. Like mimicking what his future name is gonna be when she gets up there. And then the younger one was like, yeah, like, I can smell them already. And as soon as she said that, I don't even care about this mocha and donut anymore. Like, I didn't turn all the way around. I turned, like, just like this, like, you know, like, to get in there but not get in there. And I said, bitch, just kidding. Could you please have your racist conversation somewhere else? Thanks. And when I turned back, I was like, I just started the biggest shitstorm ever. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, I didn't have to say it like that. That's when I came back. I was like, I didn't have to say it like that, but it just, like, poured out of me. Like, they stink. What is his name? Nachumila? Like, he's not gonna understand me. Why does he have to work here? Why do they have to be here? Where are all the white people? Like, it was just too many things that I was like, can you please take your racist conversation somewhere else? And she's like, oh, excuse me, miss, are we interrupting your day? I can see that you're a white, beautiful girl. That's what she said to me. And you don't agree that all the people up there are taking maybe your aunties or your brothers or your sister's jobs? That's what she said to me. She's like, that doesn't upset you that these people are coming into our country, raping our children. All this, like she was going deep with it. Like, these people are just working at this coffee shop. Like, she took it to another level. And I said, I really don't want to be having this conversation right now. You have your own beliefs and that's great and you should, but you could just be a little bit respectful to people in here. And literally when I said that, I swear to God, like, people started clapping. I can't. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, I'm the president. Like, people, like, in the coffee shop, like, started, they were like, yeah. I'm like, what? I want to be on the news. I'm gonna be on drama. And then another guy who was, like, sitting in the coffee shop was like, shut up, lady. Like, go to a different store if these people offend you. Which is like that's like what I should have said. That's like the perfect saying. If I had something that offended me, there's a girl in my city that I really don't like. Let's just say that, like, that's me. I really don't like this girl. And then I go into a coffee shop and she's working there. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, there she is. And, like, still standing there and, like, oh, and, like, saying her whole life. I would just leave, you know? I don't really know what the point of this video was. I think it is just to, like, vent and to say to be kind to people, and whatever your beliefs are, if they're gonna hurt somebody else, like, keep them to yourself or write them in a journal or talk to them amongst yourself or your dog or something like that within the comforts of your own home. But I don't see the point of hating on people. I mean, yes, there are people who are brown, who are white, who are any color, who do terrible things, okay? That's true. There's every religion that does bad things and every skin color that do terrible things. There's also every skin color who do great things and who do nice things and change the world and are nice people and are great people in society. But there's also bad people. Not everyone is bad if they're that religion, or not everyone is bad if they're this skin color. I just hope that you guys will treat people with respect, because even when people come up to me and meet me as Pink Sparkles, I get, like, all religions, all races, all skin colors that come say hi to me, and it just makes me so happy, because just the diversity and how we can just be a whole and be happy together. There's tragedies every day, and it's really sad. I wish they didn't happen. I wish I could take them all away. I wish I could prevent them, but unfortunately tragedies just do happen. My heart goes out to everyone affected from the Ariana Grande concert. Like, what happened was absolutely disgusting, unneeded, unnecessary. It's gonna sound weird, but I would Google each of the victims, and I was looking at their pictures, and I was just picturing how they were, reading their bios and what their families had said about them, and trying to, like, relive their spirits and make them remembered. And I hope you guys will do the same in any situation. Keep people's memories alive. cherish the good memories, stop holding disgusting grudges or telling people that they're ugly or that they're fat or they've gained weight or all this. Like, it's just not needed. And I hope you guys can just take something from this video and have a great day. And I love you guys, and put a smile on. I love you guys. Bye.